Welcome back to AI Reviews. Like always, I am your host, Lee. Today we are having an AI review Novocaine, an upcoming action comedy starring Jack Quaid, who you might know as Huey from The Boys. But let's see what the AI thinks.
Let's get something straight right off the bat. Novocaine was pitched as this cool, edgy action comedy that's supposed to be a total thrill ride. Instead, what we got was a lukewarm mess that couldn't decide if it wanted to make us laugh or get us pumped, and failed pretty miserably at both. First off, the concept of a guy who can't feel pain? Jack Quaid as Nathan Kane could have been epic. Imagine the insane stunts and mind-blowing action sequences you could pull off with a setup like that. But no, what do we get? We get slapstick. Endless, repetitive slapstick that gets old faster than a rerun of a bad sitcom. Nathan bumps into things, falls off stuff, gets hit by things, you name it. If there was a way to make pain insensitivity boring, Novocaine found it, and then just kept hammering on it until you wish you could feel something too, like maybe the exit door handle in your grasp. And the humor? If you can call it that. I was expecting sharp, witty banter, something with a bit of edge to keep up with the action. Instead, it's all low-hanging fruit. The jokes are the kind you see coming a mile away and still don't care about when they hit. It's like the writers just figured they could throw in a few pratfalls and call it a day. Comedy that's as numbing as the title suggests, and not in a good way. Now let's talk about Amber Midhunter's character. She's supposed to be this badass girlfriend in a tight spot, but instead of using that premise to give us some real high-stakes drama or even some decent action of her own, she's mostly sidelined. Her potential as a character is wasted on being a plot device and not much else. It's disappointing, to say the least, because Midhunter has the chops to deliver much more than what she was given. The supporting cast? Ray Nicholson and Jacob Batalon might have been the saving grace of this movie with their comic relief roles, but even they can't salvage the shipwreck of humor this movie insists on. It's like watching talented actors forced to perform in a second-rate theater production. They do their best, but you just feel sorry for them the whole time. And don't even get me started on the action scenes. For a movie that's supposed to be an action comedy, the action sure feels like an afterthought. The fight scenes lack any real intensity or creativity. They're just there, going through the motions without any of the punch or flair that you'd expect from a movie boasting about its action credentials. In conclusion, Novocaine is a massive letdown for anyone who was expecting a thrilling action comedy. It's a film that tries to walk a line between genres and stumbles all over itself. The result is a forgettable flick that neither excites nor entertains. Honestly, they could have called it No Thrillcaine because that's about the level of adrenaline it offers.
Novocaine, directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson, aims to blend the excitement of an action film with the charm of a comedy, but it stumbles more often than it strides. Set around the novel concept of a protagonist who can't feel physical pain, the film should be a playground for comedic and action-packed scenarios. However, the execution of its comedic elements often falls flat, overshadowed by a reliance on repetitive gags that soon wear thin. Jack Quaid, portraying Nathan Kane, brings a likable presence to the screen, but his comedic delivery is hamstrung by a script that favors quantity of jokes over quality. While Quaid's timing is impeccable, the material he's given leans heavily on the physical comedy of his condition, which quickly becomes predictable. The film repeatedly plays the same note, Nathan bumping into things, getting hurt without reaction, which might elicit initial chuckles but soon loses its appeal. This one-dimensional approach to comedy underuses Quaid's range and misses opportunities to explore more varied and creative humor. Amber Midhunter, playing Nathan's girlfriend, is given a similarly narrow comedic lane, with her character's potential for humor being sidelined by a damsel in distress narrative. Her interactions with Nathan could have provided a rich ground for witty exchanges and situational comedy, but instead, her character spends too much screen time away from the main action, trapped in a conventional plot thread that offers little room for comedic exploration. The supporting cast, including Ray Nicholson and Jacob Batalon, inject some energy into the proceedings with their roles as part of the bank-robbing crew. Their performances hint at a more ensemble-driven comedy that the film could have benefited from greatly. However, their characters are not developed beyond basic stereotypes, the goofy sidekicks, and their comedic potential is not fully realized. The jokes they are tasked with delivering are often too on the nose, lacking the subtlety or wit that might have made them more effective. The film's approach to blending action and comedy also poses problems. While action comedy can be a thrilling genre when done correctly, Novocaine struggles to find a balance. The action sequences, designed to be over-the-top and humorous, sometimes clash tonally with the moments of physical comedy involving Nathan's condition. This tonal inconsistency confuses the overall feel of the movie, making it hard for the audience to settle into a coherent viewing experience. In conclusion, Novocaine is a film that tries hard to be endearingly funny but too often ends up numbing its audience with repetitive and uninspired comedy. While there are glimpses of potential in the performances and the unique premise, the film does not quite manage to deliver a consistently entertaining or memorable comedic experience. It's a clear case of a movie where the concept is intriguing but the execution is lacking, leaving much to be desired in terms of both laughs and narrative impact.
Novocaine attempts to inject a fresh energy into the action comedy genre, blending high-octane sequences with a steady stream of humor. Directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson, the film brings together a cast capable of both dramatic and comedic excellence, wrapped around a premise that is as unique as it is intriguing. While the film hits many of its intended marks with precision, it also encounters narrative missteps that prevent it from fully realizing its potential. Jack Quaid stars as Nathan Kane, a bank executive who cannot feel physical pain, a condition that should add an extra layer of complexity to the film's plot. Quaid's performance is commendable. He brings a charismatic vulnerability to the role, balancing the physical comedy of his condition with a genuine portrayal of someone living with a significant disability. However, the film's story sometimes struggles to explore the deeper implications of Nathan's condition beyond the surface-level gags. While the action sequences cleverly incorporate his pain immunity, the story rarely pauses to contemplate the real-world ramifications or psychological impact of such a life, missing a chance to deepen the character and the plot. Amber Midthunder, as Nathan's girlfriend and co-worker, delivers a strong performance, portraying a character with grit and agency. Her dynamic with Quaid is palpable, offering moments of genuine connection that shine amid the chaos. Yet, her character's kidnapping, which should serve as the emotional core of the film, occasionally feels like just another plot point. The narrative could have leveraged this more effectively to build tension and develop the relational dynamics further. Supporting actors Ray Nicholson and Jacob Batalon add a delightful flavor to the ensemble with their comedic chops, providing much of the film's humor and heart. Their roles as part of the quirky ensemble of bank robbers offer a necessary counterbalance to the main action. However, their characters, like many elements in the film, sometimes veer towards caricature, with the script not affording them enough depth to move beyond typical genre stereotypes. The plot of Novocaine moves at a brisk pace, which is fitting for an action comedy but also a double-edged sword. The rapid progression allows for little downtime, keeping the adrenaline high and the laughs coming. However, this pacing also skips over opportunities for character development and subplot exploration, making some of the storylines feel rushed and underdeveloped. The film's climax, particularly, feels a bit too convenient, with resolutions that come too easily without sufficient build-up or consequence. In conclusion, Novocaine is a film with a lot of heart and humor, driven by strong performances and an innovative concept. It successfully entertains and engages but doesn't quite deliver a knockout punch due to its uneven exploration of its own premise and characters. It's a fun ride, certainly worth watching for the performances and action alone, but one can't help but feel that with a bit more narrative depth and character exploration, it could have been truly exceptional.
Oh, what a blast Novocaine is! From its high-octane action sequences to its belly-laugh-inducing comedy, this film is an absolute delight, a refreshing spin on the action comedy genre that had me on the edge of my seat and chuckling all the way through. Directed by the dynamic duo Dan Burke and Robert Olson, Novocaine proves that you can pack both humor and heart-pounding excitement into one neatly wrapped cinematic package. At the center of this whirlwind adventure is Jack Quaid, who plays Nathan Kane, a bank executive with a rare condition that renders him unable to feel physical pain. Quaid, whose star has been on the rise, truly comes into his own in this role, blending charm, wit, and a touch of vulnerability that makes Nathan an instant favorite. His portrayal of a man who navigates life's punches, both literal and metaphorical, Without the sensation of pain is not only convincing but also incredibly endearing. Quaid's comedic timing is impeccable, and he delivers lines that zing with an ease that looks effortless, ensuring that the laughs are as frequent as the punches. Amber Midthunder, playing Nathan's girlfriend and co-worker who finds herself in a perilous kidnapping situation, brings a spirited and gutsy performance to the screen. Her chemistry with Quaid is tangible, providing a solid foundation for the film's more tender moments amidst the chaos. Midthunder's character is no damsel in distress. She's resourceful and tough, adding a refreshing twist to the typical action heroine archetype. The supporting cast also deserves a huge shout-out for their contributions to the film's dynamic energy. Ray Nicholson and Jacob Batalon, as part of the ensemble of quirky bank robbers, steal many scenes with their hilarious antics and odd couple banter. Their interactions provide a perfect counterbalance to the main storyline, enriching the film's universe with their distinct personalities. Betty Gabriel and Matt Walsh round out the cast with performances that are both solid and memorable, each bringing a unique flavor to the mix, enhancing the film's eclectic vibe. Novocaine isn't just about the laughs, though. The action sequences are crafted with a sleek, stylish edge that keeps the adrenaline pumping. The choreography of these scenes is cleverly designed to play off Nathan's inability to feel pain, turning what could be a simple chase or fight scene into something visually inventive and often hilarious. The directors have done a fantastic job of ensuring that each action-packed moment ties back to the character's unique condition, making the film feel cohesive and well thought out. In conclusion, Novocaine is a film that hits all the right notes, making it a standout in the realm of action comedies. Jack Quaid's performance is a revelation, perfectly walking the line between slapstick and sincerity, and he is ably supported by a cast that brings their A-game to the table. This movie is a thrilling, laugh-filled journey that I absolutely adored from start to finish. It's a reminder of how fun and exciting cinema can be when it doesn't take itself too seriously, but still delivers a story with heart and soul. Don't miss it. You're in for a treat.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this or the real review for Novocaine after it comes out. I tend to have 2 videos out per week, AI reviews like this or real reviews depending on releases. Until next time.